Welcome, gaming community, to the 500 Gaming channel. I'm your host, the 500 Zombie. And this is the first episode. I was expecting more. And his title of it is Bulletstorm Full-clip overpriced? And why a game is angry? Short answer, it's overpriced because it has to be. And why a game is angry? Because we'd rather get stuff for free. Now let's elaborate. What is Bulletstorm? Bulletstorm is a game that came out in 2011, developed by People Can Fly, and published by EA, which is probably the reason why they had to do a remake now, but we'll get into that later. It's a FPS with skill shots, as they call it. So the more diversive and crazy ways you kill your enemies, the more points you rack up. The more points you rack up, you get weapons and upgrades and things like that. It is a crazy, awesome story. You crash land on a hostile planet, and you gotta get the hell out of Dodge, as they say. It is awesome and it's fun. If you haven't played it, go down to your local, admittedly this is only on console, go down to your local second-hand store, pick up the game for under £5, $5, €5, you'll have a blast. And then save up your money and get the Bulletstorm Full-clip, which comes out on the PS4, Xbox One and PC sometime later. Those who don't know, People Can Fly, they're the guys that made Killing Floor, hell that's completely wrong, Painkiller on the PC back in the day in the 90s. It was an awesome FPS game, and if you haven't played that, go pick that up as well. Painkiller is an awesome game. They did re-release it. It's owned by Nordic Games, I believe. It's an awesome game. Definitely pick it up. They also developed and made Gears of War Judgment. Now, I know that game is loved by some fans, hated by others. It's a different take on it, and I think it works really well, personally. They had their own twist and spin on it. And EA, well, we all know who EA is. So, game came out. Very good critical acclaim. Very good gamer acclaim too. People loved it. Sales, unfortunately, were not there. Partly, I believe, because EA did not do a good job at marketing. I really don't. Unfortunately, it seems to be a problem with EA in general. They don't seem to market their third-party developed games as well as they do their first-party. Which, for one, is understandable, because you'd rather make your own games make more money than someone else's, because you get 100% profit. But it doesn't help the gaming community in general, and certainly doesn't help the developer. But there you go. So, they were bought by bought by Epic, get it right, a couple of years ago. They created Gears of War Judgment, that sold. And then 2 years ago, People Can Fly were released. And they got to keep their name and got to keep their IP, which is Bulletstorm. For a developer, that's very rare, by the way. Normally when you're bought over, you're told, there you go, let go, and you don't keep any of your assets. So thank God they managed to keep it. So it's been a little while, and then finally, a couple of weeks ago, I think it is now, they released Bulletstorm Full-clip edition trailer on the Video Game Awards to amazing awe, and it's a really good trailer. And you can even play as Duke Nukem in the game this time, and it's amazing, it's awesome. But there are some problems. It is essentially a HD remix, or a 4K remix, shall we say, with better visuals, better graphics, some modes, for, unfortunately, not a very cheap price. And here's where the first problem lies. It is a remake, so everyone would expect it to be at least half price of a full game, or less. And it's not. It's, especially in the UK anyway, we've actually got the best deal out of everyone. For us, it's actually just over under half price, shall we say. I think it's £23 in the UK, whereas normally a lot of games have come out at £44. So we're getting a pretty good deal. Not the same with the euros, unfortunately, and definitely not the same in the US in dollars. You guys, unfortunately, I think they're only getting like £12 off, and that's an early access price. So if you buy it, pre-order it now, you'll get the discount. Once the game comes out, it goes back to so-called full price, which gamers are not happy about, because for a HD remix, you'd rather be paying, half price at least. Because normally what they do is the remixes and the HDs of old games are literally just to test the system. They're to check they know how to use the system, they know how to develop on that platform, and then when they release a full new game or IP on it, they know what they're doing. Unfortunately, this isn't exactly the case. We know that at least they've had some type of development, form of developing on these two consoles. People Can Fly are not a indie developer. They know what they're doing. So why it came out so expensive, we're not entirely sure, and gamers do not like it. Okay, simple as. The other big problem is the PC upgrade. Gamers are extremely not happy because they are not getting a free upgrade. A free upgrade normally, when they do a HD remix, the original game, especially on PC anyway, when it comes out, anyone who owns the game previous will get an upgrade free of charge, or at least a heavily discounted price. Unfortunately, in this aspect, it's not happening. And it's not happening because for this time round, it has been published by Gearbox Software. Yeah, I know, alarm bells start to ring straight away. Gearbox Software are helping to publish the game from People Can Fly. And here is where the problem lies. The main problem, I believe. I reckon if anyone else was publishing this game at this price and unfortunately not been able to update it for the PC market, I actually don't think it would be too much of a problem. But Gearbox are the ones that are taking publishing duties, and Gearbox have a track history that people are never going to forget. As you guys know, Gearbox Software, Brothers in Arms, Borderlands series, Battleborn, the developer of Alien Cloning Marines, yeah, that terrible, terrible thing, which I was so adamant it was going to be amazing. Boy, was I wrong. And the release and ownership of Duke Nukem franchise, Duke Nukem Forever. So they came out and said, unfortunately, PC gamers are not getting an update, free update on their PC for Steam because they are the publisher and not EA. Gamers hate that. Gamers are kicking off. They are accusing Gearbox and Randy Pitchford of lying to them. And unfortunately, when you release a game like Alien Clone Marines, which you are blatantly lying to us, I'm sorry, you was lying to us. Whether you did it on purpose, whether you had to do it contractually, because of the contract and business obligations, doesn't matter. Unfortunately, the game was terrible when it came out on launch, and I'm sorry, a developer knows when their game is bad, and you guys shouldn't know. So unfortunately, you publishing the game as Gearbox Software have already got a backlash of people that don't like you and are basically just afraid of anything you release and don't believe a word you say. As I said, they have a precedence for that, unfortunately. You made a mistake, and in the games industry, mistakes stay with you. They don't go anywhere, okay? Things are archived online, and that stuff never goes away, okay? So you have an uphill struggle with the gamers. And coming out, I must admit, I do like the fact he just come out and said it straight away. No, you're not getting an upgrade. Gamers believe, as I said, that he's lying, but I don't think he is. And I'll get into that in 2 seconds. So the main points are, it's too expensive, especially for a 4K HD remix, and the PC gamers are not getting a free upgrade. But why is that? Well, I would suggest, I've come to the conclusion, it's 2 things, okay? One, because Gearbox are publishing it, okay? It is a different publisher. Now, talking to a couple of friends I know that develop video games, when you put a game on Steam at least, you own that page, so you're the one that does all the things on it. Well, I pretty much guarantee that the original page for Bulletstorm is owned by EA. And EA are definitely not willing to give over the page to People Can Fly or Gearbox, okay? Simple as, right? Because what it means for them is that they're relinquishing some form of control. They are probably hoping that if some gamers out there that are new to PC gaming just see the word Bulletstorm, they buy the original game, bam, EA get a nice cut of the profit, and they'll probably give something to People Can Fly. So I'm not gonna lie, I think EA are definitely banking on that. And with that said, if it's a completely different page that is not owned by People Can Fly or Gearbox, there is no way for them to update it. Now, I'm not 100% on how Steam works, okay? As I chatted to a few friends that are developers, and they say that when they do a new game, it's a completely separate thing, and there's not really any way for them to do like a free upgrade type thing if it's 2 separate games, which is essentially what this is, unfortunately. Because it's owned by a different publisher, it is essentially a separate page to the original one, which could mean separate files, all separate things like that. So unfortunately, they physically can't update the old version. And I think this is because of EA. I do reckon that maybe Gearbox asked EA, can they have the page? And let's be honest, EA are going to say no, because EA are a publisher and they'd rather get some money for nothing. Now, are Gearbox going to say, yeah, sure, we'll give you a share of the profits? I doubt it. They're not going to want that, and nor people can fly. Considering if EA had done their job in the first place, this may not be a remake, this could be a sequel. So I don't think EA deserve any money from this. And the other thing is that it has to be, unfortunately, this expensive. I know people are going to be like, well, why? Why does it have to be expensive? Just a HD remix. Well, unfortunately, the studio have to live. Okay? Now, they have the original code, they have the original source code, all that type of stuff, right? So it's not incredibly difficult for them to update it. They probably had to go back in the engine, had to update different things. They're making it 4K visual, definitely running at 60 frames a second. So they had to go in and do some work, okay? Now, People Can Fly are a studio. They're a relatively big studio. I think last I checked, about 100 people, okay? 100 people on about £20,000. That's a hell of a lot of money, okay? Simple as, right? Plus how much they have to pay for the actual building, electricity, any software they need. It all starts to rack up. They could easily be working on, per year, over £1 million to run that studio, right? Just for example, okay? Over £1 million to run that studio, which is a lot of money. Okay, so they've put their effort into making this new version, and that needs to be sold, okay? It needs to be sold at a profit as well, because they're an independent studio now, okay? They're not getting money from Epic, they're not getting money from EA, they're not getting money from anyone, okay? The only money they're going to be getting is the money from the sales of this game. So what normally happens is you sit down, you work out how much a game is, and you work out what it covers when it's released. So straight away, 30% of every sale will go to Steam, same 30% will go to Sony, and 30% will go to Microsoft for every game sold. And then Gearbox, because they're putting their publishing hand in it, and also they've got Duke Nukem attached to it, they'll probably take a cut as well. Now, I did some calculations a little while ago, and roughly, I think I worked out that they would be getting about £15, roughly, right? €15, $15, roughly from the sale of every game, right? Yeah. Now, if they sold it to you guys for £15, €15, they'll be getting a lot less. Now, roughly works out that as an independent studio, they would probably have to sell the same amount they did last time, so about 1 million copies, okay, for them to break even. And with that 1 million copies, it means that they have money to run their studio and hopefully make a number 2. Now, we all hardcore gamers, we know about the game. It's awesome. But unfortunately, the hardcore does not necessarily translate to awesome sales and amazing money for a studio to keep going, okay? Just because your game sells 2 million copies doesn't mean you're making 2 million in profit, okay? You're probably making a lot less than that. You're probably making a lot more than that too, depending on the developer, depending on how much they put into developing the game in the first place. But when you develop a game, when you release it, you look at the long term. That game that you're releasing has to cover you for the next game you're developing. Now, unfortunately, because Gearbox have taken a cut, because Steam, PlayStation, and Sony, and Xbox take a cut, the price has to be a little bit more. Is that fair? Is that right? No, not for us, the game. Unfortunately, it's definitely not. But I do reckon that if it had been someone else publishing it, I don't think gamers would be as pissed off and annoyed. Unfortunately, I reckon Gearbox were probably the only ones to say, yeah, we'll help you. Because unfortunately, People Can Fly, a lot of people don't know People Can Fly. Do you know People Can Fly have a Twitter? They do. I think last time I checked, only like 9 people are following them. That's not a lot of people at all, right? Yeah. So if you are a hardcore gamer, by the way, go to People Can Fly's Twitter, follow them, okay? Give them your support. But being an independent studio, well, relatively AAA independent studio, I would say, they still haven't got the notoriety that Gearbox did. So they had to go to someone to get this game out. And they happened to choose Gearbox. I personally would have chosen someone else, because Gearbox, unfortunately, with the gamers, do not have the best repertoire. But Gearbox are trying their best. They are. They released Battleborn. Good show of faith that they're saying that they are a good developer and they know what they're doing. Also released Duke Nukem World Tour. 2 games that show that, yes, they understand they made mistakes and they are trying to rectify them. And they're probably doing the same with this as well, just to show a hand of faith, shall we say, that they understand that they made some mistakes and they are trying their best. Now the problem is that no, we would rather stuff for free or nothing at all. Let's not be around the bush. Who doesn't want stuff for free? But even if you were getting a free upgrade, someone along the line is paying for it, okay? Nothing in the world is free. Simple as, okay? Somewhere along the line, someone has to pay. So even if you got a free upgrade, the developer will pay, the publisher will pay. Somewhere along the line, someone is paying, okay? So much as it's free for you, it's not free in the overall grand scheme of things. Now, could they release the game for a lower price? Of course they could. And I think they should, okay? They should release it for a lower price and hopefully sell more. Because that's the idea. They need to sell more products, okay? Sell more games at a lower price and hopefully that'll even it out. Also, hopefully with Gearbox's notoriety, they can get the game around to more people, okay? Because the 1 million people that bought it, that was awesome. But obviously it didn't do enough for them to make a sequel. So hopefully this time around, I mean, let's be honest, there's something billion gamers in the world, okay? 1 million copies of a game is not actually that much at all. In the grand scheme of things, how many people play games nowadays? So hopefully, if they're lucky, the game does well, and then they'll release a number 2, which is what we really want. We want a number 2, okay? Gearbox being the publisher is good. It's going to be tough, but hopefully, if Gearbox and People Can Fly can work together, they can show the gamers that actually they're not lying, they're not cheating. They are just trying to get a good game to market, and hopefully that money will make a sequel. So in my conclusion, yes, I'm not going to lie, gamers have a right to be angry. But if you love the game, support them, okay? Put your money where your mouth is. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy the game again, even though I've bought it before, just because I like the developer. I believe they should make more games, and I think they need to make more games. I love their perspective on their video games that they develop. So yes, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to buy it. Secondly, yes, it is too expensive. I think they should drop the price. And remember, guys, as soon as the game's out for a month, it will drop in price. It normally happens all the time, okay? So if you want, just wait. Wait a month and then buy it. Or better still, wait for reviews. If the reviews say it's amazing, the 4K visuals is incredible, 6 frames a second, and you know what, it's a must-buy, and you bought it before, and you like it, buy it again. I mean, hell, I've bought Resident Evil on every single console it ever came out on. Because I love the series. Admittedly, 6 is terrible, but that's a different story. So, you know what, if you like Bulletstorm, buy it again, okay? It's coming out in April, I believe. £10 a month is all you need to save, okay? £10, $10, €10. Stick it in a jar. It's not going to kill you, okay? Stick it in a jar. Pow. When the game comes out, you got the money there. And it doesn't feel like you'd have to drop money straight away, brand new, from your paycheck. Okay? So just save money. £10 a month. There you go. It's sorted. Maybe Gearbox will do a deal. Maybe Gearbox will speak to People Can Fly. Because the backlash is big. Let's not be around the bush now, okay? The Twitter is blowing up, okay? Randy is getting accusations thrown at him like mad. So hopefully maybe they'll talk together and maybe they will lower the price. Who knows? Or maybe EA, I doubt it, but maybe EA will be like, here, have the original Steam page. Now you guys can update it for free. That'll probably come at a cost. I don't know how much it'll cost. I don't know if Gearbox even have the money for that. I don't know if People Can Fly have the money for that. But who knows? Maybe EA will be kind. It's Christmas. Who knows? Maybe, a nice little gesture. I doubt it, but who knows? But look, if you guys love the game, which is the reason why you guys are angry in the first place, okay? If you love the game, put the money where your mouth is. Buy the game, because the developers need the money, okay? It's not about Gearbox. It's about People Can Fly. People Can Fly are the ones that need the money, because they need to make a new game. Hopefully a sequel, or maybe a new IP altogether. Okay? So, that's just my opinion. Hope you guys like it. What do you think? Is the game overpriced? Are Gearbox the right publisher for the job? Let me know in the comment down below. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you didn't, hit that dislike button. Let me know what you didn't like. I can always try to make my content better. I've been a Fire Thunder Zombie for a Fire Thunder Gaming channel. Remember, if it ain't Fire Thunder, it ain't gaming. Catch you later.